Loki episode 4, Disney Plus, the Nexus event. Sounds good, right? I mean, yeah. Let's get into a quick episode on Loki 4. I did say I was going to keep up with it and I was going to do reviews. Not reviews. You know, I'm not excited by Loki anymore. I don't find the show to be thrilling. And that's, you know, it started with episode 3. You saw my review on that. If you haven't, you can check it on the channel. You know, that was just like, again, god awful. Not god awful, but it was just like a placeholder for what's to come, which, you know, happens in some shows sometimes when they run out of, like, you know, good ideas, or they just have to, like, you know, give you some information to get you from one spot to another, but there's really not much of a show there, which is what happened in episode 3. So episode 4, you know, hang on to your seats. We're hoping that this is, you know, it's going to be something a little more engaging, something that just really would grip you. And, you know, I don't know. We pick up with Loki and his female Loki, Sylvie, on Lamentis 1 still while it's like about to be destroyed, which, you know, first question I have is how long does it take when a planet hits another planet or a moon, whichever one it is. I think Lamentis is the moon that they're on, or the moon is hitting the planet, whatever. How long does it take before it gets destroyed? And it's like, I mean, it seems to be taking place in slow motion. Huge asteroids and meteors are hitting the planet, but they're able to still have time and sit there. According to the normal theory, that's not the way it really works, right? If your planet gets hit by like massive meteors or another planet, moon or something bumps into you, it's kind of like over pretty quick, right? I don't know. Let's ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, see what he says. So anyway, so yeah, you know, the episode, you know, starts with them and then they come out and, you know, they get, you know, they realize that the TVA realize their little romance, whatever it is, whatever is brewing there causes an event, and they're able to locate them in this near apocalypse thing at Lamentis, and they pull them out. Now, here's the thing. My question, besides the meteor shower stuff happening, is what would that be if Loki and Sylvie were like to, you know, get it on, make out? Or is that masturbation, or is that some random sort of sense of like incest? It's a legitimate question. All right. I mean, I can't be the only one. All right. But anyway, yeah. So then we get at the beginning of the episode, we get little Sylvie being scooped up by the TVA kind of ruthlessly. She's like a little girl playing and shit, and she's in Asgard, and she gets snatched up. So we get a little backstory there. We get some information on this. You know, the whole thread of the TVA is not what it seems. You know, the world. You know, Neo. It's not what you think it is. Like, that whole thing going through this is there, but it's not exciting. Just not. I'm not following along with that sense of like, oh wow, or oh okay, cool, or oh man, like it's kind of ho hum at this point. So it just, you know, you're going along. So I guess where that leaves us is to hope that episode 5 and 6 just do some crazy shit. Now this episode with where's my notes? Here are my notes. All right. Well, this whole thing with Ravonna, you know, I could kind of tell that she was not on the up and up, and she was part of like the, you know, the conspiracy. She was part of the people, the puppet masters. So when we get to this whole thing with the timekeepers, my impressions of that, and I'm not going to walk through everything because you guys already saw the damn thing. I see reviews sometimes and they walk you through every little thing and tell you everything happened as if you hadn't already seen it. My impression is you saw it. You're probably just waiting for me to tell you what I think of it. So I'm weighing in here. I'm a day late on the review, but who cares? I'm just telling you what I think of it. My impression of it was it seemed like when they got to the timekeepers, it seemed like a cheesy Star Trek episode, right? Like they just looked like these Star Trek characters from like the 70s or something. And then obviously it's, you know, found out that, you know, spoiler alert, in case I didn't say that. It's found out that they're robots, you know, so it was like this Wizard of Oz reveal moment. So there must be a puppet master or somebody controlling them, or it's some kind of scheme. This whole thing is some sort of existential, like what's going on, simulated environment. My first thought always goes to like the simulation. I said that when I saw Soul. I know I'm going off tangent here, but it's relative to this particular thing, because anytime they're dealing with like memories and changing things around and illusion and timelines and multiverses, I'm kind of, and then you got people controlling the multiverse. I'm like, all right, that's like basically simulation hypothesis kind of stuff going on here. So don't know what's going to happen, where this is all going. And again, I'm kind of bored with it. So I will stick it out and I'll go through episode 5, episode 6. And hope that it resolves nicely. But the important thing to take out of this video, for just sharing my thoughts, man. It's not very exciting so far. It's just, we'll see where it goes. The whole thing with them being pruned, killed. I guess they're not actually pruned. So we find out, first of all, Mobius gets knocked off. He gets pruned. But did he really get pruned? Because then we find out when Loki got pruned, he ends up not dead. In the post-credit sequence, he ends up in New York. Of all places to go, right? What are they trying to say about my city? Trying to say that's hell. He wakes up and says, is this hell? Right? And he's in New York. No. Okay. You're in heaven if you're in New York. But that's just me, the New Yorker thing coming out. But look, he ends up in New York. We get some visual clues regarding that. And then we see these other variant Lokis. The young one is a crocodile Loki. I don't get it. Again, comic book aficionados and all those people don't gripe with me. I don't know. There's probably a whole backstory to Crocodile Loki and all the other Lokis that were there, the variant versions. I don't know. I'm not particularly thrilled. I'm not really at the edge of my seat waiting for episode 5 and 6, but we will see what happens. I'll be a little optimistic. We'll see where it goes. I had a few questions in this one. I'm on board for it until the end, and we'll just see what happens. That's it for Loki. That's it. It's not much for me to go into. If you want like all sorts of Easter eggs and all these little things, and you want to analyze the entire episode, there's plenty of other channels that do that. It's just not my thing. I like just discussing shit from the heart, just talking about what my emotional response to something really all is. If you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you know when I put up new content. If you like my video, like this one in particular, if I didn't bore you to death with this one, go ahead and hit like. I appreciate that. What else? I got some things. I mean, I changed the name of the channel. I think I talked about that. So I'll probably repeat it a couple times in the next few videos until it takes. But, that guy talks movies. I'm that guy that talks movies. I'm that guy that talks. So that's the name of the channel now. That guy talks movies. So share it, send the link out. It's youtube.com/thatguytalksmovies is the URL for that. And leave your comments below if you think Loki was, episode 3 was fantastic and you're looking forward to, 5 and 6. Episode 4. If you thought episode 4 was fantastic, let me know. And that's really it. I got some things coming up I'm working on. I am working on doing some more. I want to get into, I shouldn't say more, the first time doing some live stream stuff with some friends of mine, talking about films. I want to get into some Tarantino stuff. He's been making the rounds lately. He's on Joe Rogan. Did you guys catch the Joe Rogan? Tarantino on Joe Rogan. Interesting conversation there. And he was on Bill Maher this past Friday, which I thought was interesting as well. So he kind of like came out of hiding from Israel. He's got a new son, he's got a wife and everything, so he's been chilling in Israel. But he came out. I guess he's got this book, which is basically Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's the book version of the film. He wrote it after the actual movie. So interesting stuff on Tarantino. So I want to live stream. Where was I? I was talking about live streaming. I want to live stream some stuff where I talk about Tarantino, talk about one of his movies in particular, which is one of my favorites, Django Unchained, and just do like a whole like long discussion and have people chime in and talk about that. Also talking about the difference between an actor and a movie star. We're going to be doing some live stream on that and doing something with Bond. Doing some Bond related stuff where we have a conversation all about James Bond, the movies, the different actors that played him, the history of the franchise, and just our thoughts and stuff on James Bond. So stay tuned for all that stuff. I will, promote it and put the links out and whatever, so you know when we're doing a live stream, and you can chime in and you can, comment and say, hey, this is ridiculous, you suck, whatever. Or you can join us and have fun. We'll see what happens. Anyway, until the next one, peace.